The following podcast short was made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello everybody, this is Mikey57 reprising his role as King Stunfist from the official URPG movie. Recently, you crazy fans of the podcast have been asking for a personal bio of me, so I thought I should deliver. It all started during the Great Stunfist War at 57. DL. Where? I understand it's almost Halloween, but this is too spoopy me.
Mikey, the fans are demanding answers.
I don't get it.
Mikey 57, the fans will leak that we had a Q plus A taking place and they're all outside screaming and demanding answers.
Oh no, wait for the love of God delete my history. They cannot know about my past podcasts.
It's too late, Mike. They found out about the podcast already.
Oh, Suicune.
Huh? Excuse me.
You've got mail.
Forever boosted.
Hey guys, up for a contest.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the URPG Podcast, Episode 4, prequel to the spoopy, scary skeleton episode that we've got coming up in the next week. Hooray!
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, wait, what's this? Who let this guy into the podcast? I didn't know we had a special guest
Let myself
here.
in. You left the door open. I smelled like fresh cookies. I just had to wander right in.
Did I
there.
tell you can't bake cookies?
I'm
with the
sorry,
windows
man. That's all my fault.
Irresistible.
open? Oh, my. Alright, so let's just get right into it. I'm Mikey57, your host, and we got my co-host, Weir.
Hey, how's it going? Baking some cookies.
And we got our special guest. We got the GrayMagicGamma, owner of
Hey.
Gospel, the shiny Nukem Mega Rayquaza.
Hell yeah.
Indeed.
Alright, so we're not going over the times in this episode because at the time of this recording, the
We're
time
actually
does not really
actually not
exist.
doing anything, Mikey.
We're
We're not
not?
doing any of our responsibilities.
We're not
What
doing anything.
Because you know what we're doing?
What are we doing?
Members of URPG have sent in their questions. They're very demanding, very necessary questions for you, Mikey57, and for a random guest as well as myself.
Oh.
And so we are going to do that today, Mikey. We are not going to do anything else. You are going to answer these very pressing questions about the economy of URPG. We're going to start off with the first question. Mikey, which is better, Da Hell or Jordan Cry?
The hell, by a long shot, are you kidding me? I'm like the guy who
Oh,
used it
God.
50% like in URPG. That is not even a question. There's no contest.
I'm like 97% certain that FD wrote that question, so shout out to FD.
Shout out.
Hell yeah. Alright, so second question. Why do you think your memes are funny and or good?
Why
This
are
is
my
directed at me and Mikey.
memes? Okay, well, we're...
I think the person who sent this, rather, means the podcast in general.
Oh. Well, you know, I think this is directed towards episode 3 with the nice, amazing custom intro that took so much time and amazing effort to be made. I don't know, I think slapstick goofiness like Garfield is hilarious. I mean, a lot of people did enjoy it. Am I off when I say that? Weird.
Of course not.
Well,
No.
Violet Red Sun references are top tier.
Jeez Louise.
True.
And I mean,
And if we're gonna create a brand that is the URPG podcast, we have to borrow from the inspirations that we have on the YouTubes and abroad.
you're not wrong. But the memes that I've put into this podcast have been completely accidental and on purpose because I just like the humor of them. Like just how you questioned how some of the humor doesn't make any sense, but I have no problem with it, and a lot of the other people don't, but I completely understand if you're not the biggest fan of said humor. It's no problem. I don't have anything against it. It's appreciated criticism, but that doesn't necessarily mean I will not, or I will stop using that type of slapstick humor in future episodes. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
And what about you, Weir? What is your why do you think your memes are funny, man?
I'm gonna piggyback on to the host's statement. I don't really have any opinion because I think that we just come out here and do what we're doing and just trying to have a good time and trying to provide some content for URPG. If you don't think our memes are funny and or good, you know, that's your opinion, man. But at least we're providing some URPG content. I hope that the person who wrote this question is also aspiring to make URPG as good as it can get. That's all I have to say. Just to
really add on to it, we do have our bad moments with humor.
Yes, we do. I need to stop cussing so much.
There you go. But there was, like, episode 2, I had a few crashing moments, and that wasn't really fun, but I had to do a lot of editing on that episode, and that was all my fault when I was trying to make it super good. I mean, my kind of thing is I don't come in with as many expectations as I should, because if I hold myself too high, or I don't deem something as worthy for the episode, then I kind of just, like, crash a little bit. But if I don't bring as many expectations and I just go with an empty mind and see what happens, it just makes it that much better for myself and for everybody else, because there's not this pressure of delivering. Yes, we need to deliver memes, but they just naturally come if we don't hold ourselves high to be expecting this super high quality meme. It just happens, you know?
Exactly. The most fun memes we've had have been when we randomly invited Rowland on the show, and he just kind of did his thing unscripted. Like, people really liked that last time.
Yeah, you know? Because he donated 48 cents to Panda Express, and Seppi still won't grade. All right, what's the next question?
So good. So, I just realized that we might not have explained exactly what we're doing because I was trying to meme. We, over the last week and a half, have gotten a bunch of different questions from different members of URPG, and we thought since we're going to have the Spoopy podcast at the end of the month, we thought we would get like a smaller podcast in to just do an Ask Me Anything, but through podcast form. We thought it was pretty ingenious. Yeah, it was pretty ingenuitive, obviously. That's my new word. But anyways, yeah, so after that hard-hitting question, let's go to a new one. Gray, this is for everybody, but we'll start with Gray. What is your favorite emoji? And then it has the eyes emoji, so I don't know if this person's favorite emoji is the eyes emoji, or if they're asking and looking at us to find out what our favorite emoji is.
My favorite emoji is probably the star ribbon emoji that I sometimes DM people because I can't actually use it on the URPG server. But
hell yeah.
When I have to use a URPG emoji, it is without a doubt What Incarnation.
Yeah, I could see that.
This conveys so many emotions in a single emoji. It's a work of art.
I agree with that, dude. Mikey, what about you? What's your favorite emoji on URPG?
Okay, shout out to FD for making all of these amazing emoji reaction pieces.
Holy moly.
Because
2 FD shoutouts.
Okay, the thing is, I mean, URPG should just be chock full of Pokemon emotes, but you have random garbage that's just perfect for URPG's kind of template, and just random shenanigans. I have 2 favorites on URPG, and they are DeHell, Bro Trio, and Elmo What.
You definitely know how to count to 2.
You know it. I counted to 7. It's okay. What about you, Weir? What is your favorite URPG emote?
So I gotta say that I've liked a lot of them, almost all of them. But like I've never felt so good about an emoji until 2 very recent ones. First of all, my boy, shout out to VM, got his emoji Weary2 on URPG, and that blew my mind, right?
True.
And then there's also I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Hydro, but I'm a big fan of Santoku, which is now Knifetro.
Holy.
Both of those names are courtesy of myself, by the way.
Hell yeah.
To rename them.
So great.
I saw that in the chat. FD was like, wow, yeah, let's do that.
I still love how, when I did Bro Trio with the 3 emotes in Contest Carnival, FD saw it and was like, oh my god, we must make this. And he made it, and it is a masterpiece. 100% masterpiece.
Hell yeah.
10
Next
out of
question.
10. 100 out of 100.
Well, this is a good segue. Actually, it's probably not. But anyways, Mikey, this next question is for you, my man.
Hello.
So, what made you decide to host the URPG podcast? And would you say it was a good decision?
This was the worst decision of my life, and I don't know why I'm here, to be honest.
But Mikey, what about
complete
joining URPG?
Okay, we're gonna just skip that. Okay, real answer, not trolling. I decided to start the URGP podcast. We're gonna name the episode URGP Podcast, by the way.
Okay.
So, I did years of podcasting. I started on the PMU podcast, the Pokemon Mystery Universe podcast, as a random guest one day, and they liked me so much, I tagged along for like the next few months, and then they broke off into their own brand and made Radio Whirlwind, which is kind of, I think it closed down a few months back, but I did that for 5 years straight, like bi-weekly episodes that were live broadcasted, having so many guests. I've interviewed people as Xander Mobus, Nate Wants to Battle, the creation team for Pokemon Reborn, Pokemon Insurgents, Pokemon Uranium, people like that, and the people who are developing Pokemon Rising Phoenix, which is this huge fan game coming up, and I recommend you all look into that, because it is doing things that no other game has done before in terms of fan games. So their first demo comes out in November. Anyway, pointless shout-outing. Then I did soundproof gaming for a few months. We don't talk about soundproof gaming. And then I decided URPG needed something else. I feel like there was a better way that the community could kind of go together. So I decided, you know what, let's pitch this to Mombre. He approved, did the co-host tryouts, we got it, and then here we are. And I do not regret a single second of it.
Hell yeah.
Alright,
guys. Here we go. So if you had to choose a specific date, when would URPG 2 release?
URPG 2. Is this for me or for everybody?
I think this is for everybody. So I'm gonna say, in my personal opinion, it's already out. You just don't know it.
Dun 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 dun! What about you, Gray?
URPG 2 already came out and collapsed. Like, URPG 1 was on Yahoo, URPG 2 is on P2K, URPG 3 is on BMG, and you know what? I'd say Discord is the beginning of URPG 4.
No, what about AIM?
Well, AIM, like, encompasses everything before the Discord era of URPG 4.
Shoutouts to AIM, about to close down in December.
Nice.
I'd say URPG 2 should be coming out April Fool's Day, along with the Out of the Park Baseball podcast.
And it needs to be announced by saying that someone just became a new ref.
True.
Alrighty. Alright, so there's 3 questions for Mikey. We're gonna rapid fire these. Mikey, where are my memes?
They are coming right now as you listen.
How was your day?
My day's been pretty good. My 2-month anniversary with Felly is tomorrow, so that's pretty hype, and I'm super excited.
That was courtesy of myself, by the way.
Thank you, Gray. I appreciate your kind words of curiosity. Next question.
No problem.
Pomp, what are we gonna do on the bed?
Next question.
I said we weren't gonna read this one, but I read it anyway.
Alright, Menegoth, I'm coming for you, but wait, that's not the right thing to say when you ask what are we gonna do on the bed. Woo! After hours! Yeehaw! This is terrible. I regret everything.
Here's another one for you, Mikey. If you were given... This is the one that I thought was Gray's, but then apparently it's not Gray's. Maybe it is Gray's. Maybe Gray submitted 2.
I only submitted 1, dude.
Oh, so this one's probably DP then. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be saying that. If you were given a choice between being locked in a room with either a Gudra or a Mr. Mime for 5 hours with no way out, which would you choose? This is why I thought it was you, Gray, but, you know.
So the Mr. Mime would probably just sit there and do its mime things?
No, it would harass you.
Oh.
It could be FD.
Okay, the thing
Like,
is...
FD runs Gudra on E4, and
my.
he's
Okay,
a
the
fan
real...
of Mr. Mime.
Shouts to FD number 3.
Holy! Okay, the real answer, though, is obviously Gudra. Now, Gudra can slime on me any day. Now, I have PTSD against Gudra because of So. Shout out to So, the OG rival. And shout out to DP for having the Nukem Gudra. But I would rather be slimed on by a Gudra than harassed by a Mr. Mime. You feel me?
Yeah, I can feel that. Mr. Mime's pretty scary, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
very tight.
Mr. Mime just wants to be your friend. He just wants
Not
to.
like this.
He just wants to cuddle, you know?
Not like this.
Oh, Lord. Alright, so our next question is for Weir plus Mikey plus guest. What was one of your favorite battles that you've watched? And we're going to try and not let this go on forever. Just give a quick description. Gray, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, sure. Favorite battle that I watched was probably Sin beating Ash for Champion, since, like, seeing both of those legends involved, and it was, like, one of the first battles that I spectated in URPG, is just, like, really memorable for me.
There you go.
Hell yeah. So, my favorite battle actually involves you, Gray. It is the battle for the first round of Budget Tourney versus Rallen.
Not like
When
this.
Rallen sleep-talked Encore on his Shuckle.
Holy...
Was probably the most hype moment ever, because Rallen freaking out in my DMs. Like, I can die happy because I did something good and this happened, and it was amazing. So, Rallen is one of my good friends on here, and it was really
Shout out to
cool
Rallen.
seeing that. Yeah, shout out to Rallen, last time's podcast guest. Thank you for joining us last time, Rallen.
Hell yeah.
And Mikey, what's your favorite battle?
I have a few battles that I'm trying to, like, get my head back into, but I gotta say, FD versus Ash E4 Blissey Stall versus Porygon 2 was probably the most humorous thing I've ever watched in URPG, to be completely honest. But I do want to give a shout out to QE versus Julio in random shenanigans, but QE doing the curse. And
man, that was a great
winning
fight.
against Julio, because, like, that was... QE, shout out to QE. QE's always been one of those weird battlers that does amazing shenanigans at times. And that's, like, that was his starting point to, like, climb into the, like, lateral skill of he's becoming a really good battler. You know what I'm saying? Many shout outs.
Hell yeah.
Can we
Alright,
just
next
give another
question.
shout out to FD? I mean, you can't have enough.
Oh my, yeah. Like that
Oh, yeah.
5th shout out to FD.
That's
Hell
the
yeah.
4th shout out, but alright.
Alright, fair enough. 4th shout. We're gonna shout out FD again to make it 5.
Yes, we are. We just did, so there's 5. There we go. Alright, so next question's for me. This is an intensely personal question, and something that I've been constantly struggling to answer in my day-to-day life anyways, so glad I'm gonna finally make a final decision about it on the podcast. Weir, who is the original feeder? Mikey, Felly, or Sepe?
Oh, this should be really good. Alright, let's hit the answers. Come on, man.
Okay, so the first time I played League with anybody on URPG, it was with Felly and Sepe, and obviously Kasaria. And Felly was feeding her ass off on Vayne, and I thought, wow, this person is a feeder. So I'm gonna have to go with the first person I've ever thought was a feeder was Felly. But, you know, like, she's proved me wrong. She's a pretty damn good League of Legends player,
Damn
so,
right
you know.
she is.
Hell yeah. So, I'm gonna say the original feeder was probably Felly, but the current feeder is definitely Mikey. Anyway, so moving on to the next question. Who is the best Cerulean gym leader? I feel like I have very
Few choices.
good intuition on who posted this question. Because the next one is, when will you guys party in the Big O? For reference, the Big O is Omaha. I think I know who posted these specific questions.
Thonk.
Okay, well,
Strong
obviously,
as hell.
the best Cerulean gym leader was Elrond.
My lord. Not like that. I think, personally, it has to be me with the Assault Vest Ludicolo strats. That I don't, because
Were you ever the leader of...
No, Mikey, haven't you always been in your bug gym?
I took a part-time as the Cerulean leader when the current leader, Liam, is not there. I take his challenges.
I mean, Elrond was the leader of Cerulean, right? Like,
He legitimately was.
Before the gym leader reorganization.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Nitro, because he is my favorite water gym. I mean, what? I didn't...
Whoa!
Nitro also used to own it.
Whoa!
He did used to own it.
Shout out to Nitro.
Shout out to Nitro and Liam, dude. You guys are awesome.
Shout out to Liam for red carding Pelipper with my Superior going into a Rose Raid. The best water gym plays. By the way, Liam, if it makes you feel better, I don't have the wheezing I won with anymore. It feels bad.
Oh, rip. To answer that last question as well, I'm gonna come to Omaha when I go back to St. Louis in December. So be ready, Liam. I'm gonna take a picture with your cute ass.
Oh,
anyway,
God! Wait! Christmas drunk URPG gathering,
dude, that'd be sick as hell. We should do that actually. All right,
there you go.
URPG confirmed.
Yeah, this is not a podcast. I'm pretty sure our favorite snake asked, "How many questions can I ask?"
The answer is 57.
I think he asked this question in general and then put it into the questionnaire immediately afterwards.
Definitely.
So fantastic. All right. So here's a good one, actually. I think I know Gray's answer, but still a good question to ask. What is your favorite section and why?
Oh, contest section, of course.
Yeah, easy. What about you, Mikey?
My favorite section? I think it would have to be the story section. I apologize since I just became a judge, but stories, I mean, you have people like Smiles and Ellie and Rowland who crank out the best stories ever. Shoutouts to Smiles, Ellie, and Rowland, who were all guests on the podcast. So hype. But, nah, like, the story section has so much talent and makes me super happy to always, like, be a part of whenever I do crank out a story. So, yeah. What about you, Weir? What's your favorite section?
So I'm sure a lot of people expect me to say contest, but it's actually the after hours section, I would say. Because, like, while I have a lot of involvement in the contest section, and I love that section to death, this section, the after hours section, there's a lot of, like, cool, diverse things that they're always trying to bring to the game. They just changed their legend to, like, be this really cool, like, you earn it. It's like an achievement. Like, it actually feels like something you RP towards, which is really cool. And, yeah, so I think everybody should check out the AH section. I usually do cap if we don't have a literal chronicler on the chat. But yeah, so I definitely think the AH section is my favorite one right now.
Neat.
Speaking of contests, I don't think we should ask this on the podcast, but
Yes, we should. Come on.
Do it.
This is to everyone. What do you think on the new changes to contests?
Oh, boy. I'll answer first.
Yeah.
That's, as a new judge, it doesn't hurt judges much, which is a good thing. But as I think once Hyper Rank becomes the same as Masters, because I believe that's the big talk in the Trainers Court right now, once that change happens, I think contests will be fine. However, I do personally think that the 50 Master Ribbons for a Legend is a little overkill in my opinion. That's just me. But that's all I really have to say about it. No shade, no nothing. Weir, what do you got to say about it?
Gray, go ahead.
I don't know, like, none of the changes are, like, I don't really have a huge beef with any of them. Like, the only two things that I, like, mildly irk me, like, really, really mildly, one of them is that, like you said, the divide is between Hyper and Master as opposed to Super and Hyper. Like, I definitely see people perform way, way better and, like, try way harder in Hypers compared to Supers, and, like,
Very true.
the gap isn't as large between Hyper and Master.
See?
Well, it depends on the coordinator, for the most part. And then the other thing, yeah, the Legend is borderline unobtainable. I think it would have been more direct to literally just like temporarily remove it until a better means of obtaining it is implemented in the section?
I mean, you have to spend Master Ribbons to buy things in the berry store in that tier, which is a little silly in my opinion. I'm not saying these are bad changes per se, but I do agree with you, Gray, that
on a fundamental level, I actually think that's a good change, since, like, previously, if you weren't going for the legend, after you've got 3 Master Ribbons, there's literally no reason to get more than...
that's very true. No, you're right there,
Whereas now there's, like, a renewable reason for you to keep getting Master Ribbons. Like, I actually like that.
Yeah, for sure. Weird.
I really don't want to answer this.
Alright, if you don't want to answer it, it's fine.
No, I got it.
Yeah, you can
I think all the changes were good on an individual level. I said this in Trainer Court, so it's whatever. I think all of the changes were good on an individual level, but combined, it nerfed the out of the payout of CC in general. This change combined with the judge pay nerfed it out of, like, the way to obtain CC. And sure, there are people that have, like, a ridiculously high amount of CC, but, like, that's all going to run out really shortly, especially since people aren't going to be earning as much. Unless they're a judge and put all of their money into CC, which why would you do that? Because CC is a currency that is worth less than regular URPG dollars, in most people's opinion. There's more than likely going to be decrease in price for all of the mons in the berry store. Very slight, but I think it'll round out the changes. Yeah, I think it'll round out the changes really well, because the only real problem I had was with coordinator pay, because nobody could make any CC to buy a mon ever again. Which, yeah, that was my only real gripe. It's going to be fixed, so, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on. I have no clue who submitted this one, but it's Skarbledorp Fonfon Rublidoop. Bernaner Zanquinski Stuparknarp.
I think that was aimed at Mikey.
I think that one's aimed at Mikey, yeah.
That's some pretty harsh language.
Yeah,
we might have to cut that out.
Yeah. Oops. We need a censor counter now. I haven't cursed this entire episode, and then Mikey
Bonks!
I said probably like 7 times. Does that count as cursing?
No.
Yeah, no. Alright, anyways. Mikey.
Hello.
I'm pretty sure this one's for you.
Okay.
Do you know what it's like to feel something?
That's... Can I hear the question one more time, please?
Do you know
what
it's like?
What it's like
to feel something.
Well, I know what it feels like to be boosted.
Well,
I mean, does that count?
This is another meme question. We're moving right on, by the way. I don't even give a about your answer.
Thanks. Thanks.
But Mikey, have you done any other podcasts?
Well, as I said before, I've done PMU Podcast, Radio Whirlwind Podcast, and Soundproof Gaming Podcast. And I've also done the We Are All Idiots podcast. So that's 4 podcasts.
Damn, that's 4. We're at number 5. Speaking of 5 podcasts, 5 shout-outs to FD.
Shout out to FD for being shouted out!
Hey,
You're already at 5. This is number 6.
Yep, that's number 6.
Yes.
Fantastic. Alright, here's a generic question. If you guys had superpowers, what would they be?
Ooh, this is a good one. I personally would want to pick between freezing time, invisibility. Oh, there was a voice crack in there somewhere.
Yes,
and
there was.
Sonic speed.
And there's another sensor counter.
I don't even need to narrow it down. It's just like 100% ultra clear to me. Manipulating Dicebot. Easy peasy. You don't even need to think twice about it.
You need to be on like Winter's level of Dicebot.
Whew. Always hacks. I know what mine would be. It would definitely be Sonic 2. Anyways, this next one is from Mikey to me. Weird. When are you going to challenge my gym? Love, Mikey57, aka your boss. P.S. Answer carefully or you're fired.
I'm so proud of myself. Yay!
Yeah. Alright. So, the answer is, I challenged you on 3 different podcasts. And every time you dodged. So I have given up.
Yes!
And
it
now,
worked!
I hope I'm fired. So that I can be free from this mortal coil.
No, you're not fired. Sorry, you're stuck. Sorry, buddy.
Alright, Gray. Well, okay, first of all, I want to put in there that between this question, the one that I'm about to ask, and the one I just asked, there was like an entire paragraph of Rowland typing in his SpongeBob text. Yes, yeah,
Rowland.
I'm just... Rowland, come on, man.
Just read it. Just read it. Just do it.
No, it says, sorry, Weirland120 spoiled the questions for himself. I found out that I typoed because earlier when I said, do you know what it's like to feel something? Rowland actually said, do you what it's like to feel something? And so
That
Rowland
feeling when
typed out,
Beer leaks to himself.
Holy.
Yes, so Rowland typed out in his SpongeBob text, do you know what it's like to feel something?
That's amazing.
Shout out number 2 to Rowland, man. Thank you, man.
Thanks,
I
Rowland.
appreciate
Rowland,
your
go beat
insight
Persona
and
5.
your,
Rowland, go beat Persona 5. That's all I have to
your
say.
very, very spelling mistakes as the creator is pretty questionable. Revoke this man's license.
Shots
Anyways,
fired.
Gray, what made you join the podcast today? I'm pretty sure this is one of the answer questions that I just submitted because I didn't want this entire podcast to be a show. So.
Beer bribed me, so...
Oh, damn.
Oh, well, there we go. Perfect. All right.
Please, as a future reference, we do not bribe or blackmail our guests to join the
Yeah.
Do both. It's not an either-or situation.
Now listen here, dude. I paid you to not speak. Oh. Alright, next question, please.
So this next one is like 10 questions in one like thing.
I think I know who that's from then.
Questions are for everyone to answer, to be honest. Go through this, try to do this rapid fire.
Alright.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how boosted are you? Mikey, go.
Okay, I definitely know who this is from. 57.
Alright, Gray?
Gamma.
Alright, cool. I would say 2. What is the answer to life? Mikey?
57.
Max revive.
42. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
57.
Mikey? Gray?
Great.
2 personal questions, sorry I can't answer.
What is going on?
Okay. I would say 57. Who is the best waifu? Spoiler alert, if Mikey says Tharja, he's wrong, which is correct. Thank you.
Damn it!
Mysterious submitter of questions.
I
So
definitely
Mikey-
know who did this! Philly! You're in trouble now! Okay, I would like to come back. Gray, can you start this question, please?
Oh, sure. My answer is very obvious. Shout out to FD.
Alright,
gonna go
Weir,
with
who is your waifu, Weir?
So under penalty of wanting to live, I'm gonna say Vanessa.
My
Go ahead,
waifu,
Mikey.
it would have to be either Sarah from Fire Emblem 7 or
Jesus
Radjet.
Christ,
Or Radjet, since I can't say Tharja.
You're. My actual waifu is Mankan Shokuma from
Hell
Kill. I knew Rowland would like that.
And my
Anyway.
actual waifu is, shout out to
Shout out to
FD.
FD.
Alright,
No,
next
really,
question.
really, Ray from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Good.
What are we up to? That's 9 shoutouts to FD, man. It's gotta be
That's
around
like 7 or 8. I don't even know.
Alright,
What's the
so
next question?
Mikey, when will
Yeah.
pigs fly?
Pigs will fly when Stunfisks calculate to the number 57.
Okay, Gray, when will pigs fly?
When they skill swap levitate.
True!
True. Grumpig probably gets that. I don't know if it actually does, but it might.
Check.
Yeah, go check. I'm gonna have to go with shoutouts to FD for this one.
That's the perfect answer. I'm sorry, I should have said
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, that was my answer.
Oh,
Yeah, sure enough, it learns it via Gen 3 TM.
Oh, and there
Alright,
you go.
there you go.
Alright,
Perfect.
pigs will fly when they use skill swap.
Pigs will fly
Perfect.
when they skill swap on Levitate, yeah.
Perfect.
Mikey,
Yes.
your girlfriend wants to know if you can make her a sandwich.
Well, I will make you a sandwich that takes me as long to eat mine, which takes about 2 hours according to you. And there was a day when I had a sandwich and it took 2 hours to eat, so 2 hours.
Okay. It didn't say how long would it take you to...
Oh, no, it would take 2 hours to make this 2-hour sandwich.
I don't
Right?
think you understand English.
Alright, wait, what is the question again? Am I boosted?
Can you make me a sandwich?
The answer is 2 hours.
Alrighty. Gray, what about you? Can you make Felly a sandwich?
Dude, I'll make grilled ham sandwiches for everyone in URPG. I love grilled ham sandwiches. Regular sandwiches are boring.
Wait, what's a
Grilled
regular...
sandwiches-
Wait, time out. Now, this is a controversy. What is a regular sandwich?
A cold sandwich, a non-grilled sandwich.
What is a cold sandwich?
Mikey,
What
you know
does it
cold-
contain?
Mikey, you
It
know what
contains
cold
like
cuts are.
bread and mayonnaise and meat and cheese and
But not
vegetables.
grilled.
Okay.
Exactly.
There's grilled and there's non-grilled, Mikey.
Hell yeah.
All right. What about you?
Uh,
Would you make my girl a sandwich?
I'd definitely make FD a sandwich.
That
I
doesn't
don't know
answer
if
the
that's
question.
I definitely don't know if I would Felly a sandwich. By the way, shout out to FD.
Shout out to Felly.
True, but also we still have more questions for Felly, so maybe save
boy.
the shout out to the end. Mikey, to be or not to be?
That is the question.
No, Great, be or not?
That is the answer.
Yes.
And I'm just gonna say 57 because I just
Woohoo!
this. We're almost at the bottom of the list. Thank God. Mikey, have you ever tasted the rainbow?
I have indeed. Yes.
Gray?
I actually prefer Mega Warheads.
Okay. One of my favorite childhood memories, watching those Taste the Rainbow Skittles ads on TV.
Same.
But I have never actually eaten a Skittle in my entire life.
Okay, I'm gonna be real
That-
here.
It is devoid of meaning. I
That-
have never wanted the cold embrace of death more than I do right now.
I
Go
am
ahead.
going
That
to
actually
add.
reminds me.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, you go first, Mikey.
Oh, well, thank you. I have actually never had a Skittle in my life, but I have indeed bitten out of a rainbow.
Okay,
Oh, there you
what
go.
I was going to say was, as a kid, I thought there was a candy called Mega Warheads because I had a candy bag that said Mega Warheads on it, and to this very day, I always call them Mega Warheads, even though there's no such candy as Mega Warheads. It's because it was a bag of warheads that was mega-sized, and the word Mega was placed right above
But-
Warhead.
But were they the rainbow?
Well, they were various colors. You could make a rainbow out of them. But
Okay, well, there you
I've
go.
always called the candy Mega Warheads, even though they're just called Warheads because of that.
Good lord.
Can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Woo! Twerks.
Okay. Jesus, we're almost done. What is 2 plus 2, Mikey?
I'd like to go to the next person, please.
Alright, 2 plus 2 is short for doubles. The worst format of battling in Pokemon, in URPG. Just get rid of it. Just
Rip.
burn it.
I legit hate you.
Just put doubles in a bag with black and white contests, and just like
Throw it
toss
in the
them
trash
aside.
can.
Zoink
Put it with those
Scoob.
1v1s. Put them with those explosion battles. Put them in the past. We're past that. No more doubles. We're
Damn.
no more. Done.
Alright, what is your answer, Lear?
5. Go on. What about
My answer. This took a little time. It was definitely 57. Final answer.
Thank God. Thank God. I thought you were gonna miss it. I thought you were gonna say something stupid and boosted, but we're good.
Oh.
If you could, why is the real question at the very end, Felly, but all the rest of the questions are memes? What?
Wait, when you said you were towards the bottom, were you just saying towards the bottom of Belly's question or towards the
We're
bottom
almost
of all
done
the
with
questions?
we're almost done with this podcast. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Hype.
I just cursed. Damn it.
You've
Well,
been
your mic
cursing
cut
this
out.
entire time. You shut your
mic
whore mouth.
cut out as you were cursing.
Oh, thank God. Forget
Alright,
that.
what do you got?
So,
What do you got?
Belly's not meme question is, if you could go anywhere, where would you go and why?
I would go to insert location here of where Felly's located because I do owe you a visit, and I do owe you...
Yes, you do owe me a visit, thank you.
I'm not talking about you, sir. you have slept in the same bed as me along with Casaria.
I have indeed slept with Mikey before Felly has, so I do have that under my belt. Literally.
We will not be disclosing what context that means, but it is not what you dirty-minded pieces of gutters are thinking of right now. You nasties.
I am not thinking of anything.
I wasn't talking about you for the second time. I'm talking about the viewers. I am breaking the fourth wall.
But I wasn't thinking anything.
You know what? Okay, Gray. What do you
Alright, so Gray.
Shout out to FD. I'd go pay FD a visit.
Go to FD. Hey man, that's valiant.
Okay, real talk.
Don't you live near FD anyways though? Jesus.
No, he's like the opposite end of the state. Well, not quite the opposite. You know what I mean. He's
Okay,
like hours
real
away.
talk.
Albany to New York isn't that far.
It's
real talk.
hours, dude.
I would love to go on a night of drinking with FD. No exceptions.
I would definitely love to go drinking with FD. Shout out to FD, by the way.
Yep, shout out. We're going to have a night, if it's ever possible, where we get Nitro, myself, Weir,
FD,
and whoever else wants to
Miles.
tag along. And we just go
Ellie.
to town and have the biggest URPG beer pong frat party on the planet.
Pretty sure like most of the people in URPG would be able to come. I think everybody except like Dash, John,
Monbray?
Manigoth, Vanessa are all above 21.
Rip.
So everybody, let's meet up in New York and
We'll
get drunk out of our minds.
Hell yeah.
All right, finally we're back. Hi, Weir. I'm submitting
Wait.
another question.
Shout out to Felly.
Yes, true.
Anyway.
Anyways, hi, Weir. I'm submitting another question, but don't say it's from me. Shh. Do y'all, I'm assuming this person is asking all of us, prefer participating in contests or battles, and why? And it's signed Mikey.
Can you not say it's me? It said so with the text!
Okay, let's back up. After that shout out to Felly, we need to make a shout out to De Kruger. Or in other words, shout out to F&D. Shout out to FD.
Oh my god. FD, you're just loving this episode.
Unfortunate, man. We should just name this episode FD.
True.
Like we should name it the FD Q&A.
Oh my
Or the
god.
FD
The FD Q&A podcast!
Out of
Alright.
the Park Baseball Podcast Episode 4, shout out to
Oh
FD.
my god.
Yep.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Alright, but real talk, guys. What do you prefer?
So great.
contests
Do you
or
prefer
battles?
participating in contests or battles?
I think it heavily depends on what contest and what battle. Like, I'd rather be in a serious, like, hyper and master rank contest than I would be, like, random battle, but, like, I definitely rather do, like...
So if you had a choice between doing like a super high risk, high stakes master contest that you really need, or
An E4
doing your battle, doing your battle with Sin,
Yeah.
which would you do?
Well, in that specific scenario, probably the contest since I have a chance of winning. But,
Nice.
Sad.
but I don't know, in general, just like high-end battle versus high-end contest, probably the high-end battle, but like, in terms of just like randoms versus like normal contests, I'd probably go with the normal contest.
Alrighty, there you go. Mikey, what about you?
I have slowly learned to... Okay, ever since Contest Carnival, I've loved a contest. Because I'm going to be straight up right now. In this very moment, I would rather do contesting than do my budget tourney finals matches with Ash and Nitro. Because I know I will get my ass kicked.
No,
But
dude,
in
you're gonna beat them
general-
both. You're gonna beat them both, and then you're gonna give me the demanding one or the
Yeah,
complex.
you're really funny. In real scenario, I do prefer the high battle because with a contest, there's always that chance again. But like, if this was like a champion battle where if you lost, you have to go through the E4 again, then that's just a pain. I'd rather do the high stakes battle and get the rush. I mean, as silly as it sounds, it is. I find the high stakes battles more rewarding than a master contest, personally, because I already did everything but Berry Store, and I have judge wages now.
Go for that Master Ribbon Legend, dude. Come on, go for it in like a month.
Oh,
got Master Berry Store
I
in a month?
forgot to mention that I think that is a perfectly reasonable goal. Like,
let's
50
not get
Master
into
Ribbons.
this, and we're gonna finish this episode.
I'm also almost to the 50 Master Ribbons, so like awkward.
Okay.
Like my Fable
weird.
is almost maxed out, so you know. Oh, am I answering this question?
Yeah.
Let's just say contest, because I don't want to think about it.
There you go.
Can the Bray Illuminati make an appearance on the podcast?
Yes.
Make it happen. You know who I am, and I demand it.
As long as
So I
this
think
isn't
this
a
was
threat.
Ellie,
Please.
and it's kind of depressing because Ellie's in the contest chat. So, like, come on, Ellie, man. You're already in the podcast. You've already been on the podcast.
What if that's from DP though? Because Bray Lou.
Please.
No, there's no way it was from DP. There's
Well, you
no
never-
way DP would
Okay,
Obviously, DP posted it. Come on.
Okay, yes, we will love the Brim Illuminati on here as long as this one doesn't cause any controversy. Two, we have no men in black suits knocking on our doors, knowing where we live, and C, there is plenty of memes. Also, you don't leech C Torteras, Bray Illuminati. Please.
You also don't charm Metagrosses. Anyways,
It's gold silver rules.
or if it Mega Evolved.
What if it's private sentence and you expect the Mega
Stop.
evolution?
But what if it doesn't Mega Evolve? Why would you charm?
No, like, it just got sent out, it's private sends, you think it's the Mega, so you charm it.
And if it's not the Mega, you lose.
Rip. What's next, Weir?
There has to be. You could protect and then use charm.
But what if it was Hone Claws?
But then it would lose the home. Okay. I want to say that Gray submitted this like right as we asked him to join the podcast, but we told him the second he joined that he was going to get paid. So I'm really not sure what this question is asking. Why am I not getting paid for this?
It's definitely not me.
I think somebody asked that because of the questionnaire itself, of why they're not being paid to ask the questions.
Oh,
that makes the most sense. Oh, is that a QE question?
Nah, it's definitely not QE. I just read the second part of this question. It's definitely not QE.
What's the second part of the question?
If it's not free, is it for you?
Oh my god.
Shut up, Felly.
Oh, Felly, please. Why are you not getting paid for this? Okay, if we awarded pay for asking questions, one, we'd have to legitimately find who asked what question, and the
Yeah, we'd
moment
have to
somebody
make you put your name down.
Hold on.
And I would know who sent Pomp. What are we gonna do on the bed?
Stop. But if we actually had to like track down who said these questions, the moment somebody claims the same question out of like two people, then like everybody can't be paid because there's no legitimacy on who's paying. If we properly filled it out to making sure names were legitimately... Oh, wait. Hold on. This could easily have been abused, because you could write the names of other people down and ask the questions for them and stuff like that. To be completely fair.
What?
You are asking out of sheer curiosity and because you love memes. Because, trust me, you guys have more than enough memes for one podcast
And
of the
also,
month.
we didn't make it like mandatory. Like, if we're gonna pay you for this, like, you have to actually do something instead of
Pomp, what are we gonna do on the bed?
Scarbledorp Fun Rubly Doop.
That is the
I
best.
did not need that in my life.
Hold on. Why didn't we pay, like, the number one question?
No.
Actually, never mind. I can already see the issue with that. What if there's,
Yeah.
what if
Okay.
all three of us liked a different question? Then there'd be a three-way
No,
tie for the best
no.
question.
A three-way tie, and it would not award any ribbons.
Three-way tie would just cause so many issues.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
well.
but to answer your question in a TLDR, we can't pay you because we're not going to cause one, controversy, two, bias, and three, because it was not a mandatory event that was like hosted by staff that would award payment. This was sheerly out of the curiosity that you, the viewers, had, which we do appreciate, and we will most likely do another Q&A sometime in the very future, not in the next few months per se, But sometime down the line next year, we will do another questionnaire.
Will the next Q&A also be 30 minutes?
Who knows?
It's definitely been longer than 30 minutes
It's
so far.
been like 40 minutes.
I'm
Probably
willing.
45. Anyway, next
And
question.
we still have one question and Pokemon. Ugh.
No, we're not going to do Pokemon. Pokemon.
Yeah, we are. Come on,
Yeah,
we'll
we
just
are.
do it
Come
really quick.
All right.
Dude, I can do this for like hours.
Anyways, the last question is relevant because before Gray, we originally had Moru on. We were going to have Moru on the podcast. Moru went to sleep. Shout out to Moru. Shout out to Moru sleeping.
He's done.
Very rare experience. But anyways, so now we have Gray on, and we can actually ask this question: why, without inflating an ego, why is Moru so hot? Because he's a ex-fire gym leader. Yeah, easy.
No. Well, one, he's Mako. Insert view emote here.
Mako.
Shout out to FD.
Wait, is
And
it pronounced
3,
Mako?
Pretty sure it's Mako.
Hold up.
This
pronounced
Filipino man is literally like anime waifu style for all the weebs. Like, this is like the ultimate waifu. Maru is the waifu.
Okay, plus like, everyone just wants a contest, man. Like, Mikey, you became a judge, and then Felly started dating you.
Okay, no, Felly dated me before I became a judge.
That conflicts with my headcanon. You became a judge, and then Felly started dating you.
Okay, fine. Sure. Let's go with that. In some alternate reality. Insert Rick and Morty memes here. By the way, can we just say how cool it is that McDonald's is bringing the Szechuan teriyaki Mulan sauce back for like a day or something?
No, it's pretty stupid.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It was
I guess
interesting.
that's it?
No,
so
Pokemon.
we got a Pokemon, dude.
No, I meant all on the questions.
That is the end of the question.
Okay. First
We've run
thing before we do
around.
Pokemon of the Month for October, we wanted to thank you guys so much for submitting these amazing questions. Yes, some of them are really memey. Menegoth, you're fired. But, can you stop, Weir? Please, for the love of God, stop spamming the chat.
I didn't do it.
Okay, whatever. But thank you guys so much for submitting your questions. We really appreciate it, and we'd like to send our own personal thanks. So thank you.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get into Pokemon of the Month for October. This is going to be really short, but it's going to be really sweet. We have a Pokemon that died. Can you guys guess what it is? Hint, it's not Raticate.
Oh, it's Gengar. It's a dead Clefairy.
Oh my god.
No, it's Clefairy Shadow. Come on, dude.
Yeah, man. Why don't we get back to Kanto?
What?
Kanto.
Oh.
Didn't my Growlithe die and I visited every day in the Pokemon Tower?
Okay, but this did happen at the Pokemon Tower, so you're on the right track.
Oh, Ghastly.
My
Oh.
Clefairy.
Oh my. Okay, we're doing Marowak because Team Rocket like pulled out a pistol and shot it through the head or something, probably dark, or they just shoved it out the tower. I don't know. But we've seen the Cubone and the dead Marowak. Anyway, yes, we are doing both Marowak and what?
I really wanted to shout out FD.
Oh
But
my! Is FD the one who shot the Marowak in the head?
Okay, I just want to say,
That did not feel very appropriate.
Bulbapedia has the weirdest trivia for some things, because, like, if it's something about another language, I can get that. Maybe there's, like, a linguist who browses Bulbapedia. If there's something about other religions, or maybe, like, other cultures, maybe there's someone that's, like, really into that kind of stuff that's also, like, browsing Bulbapedia. Who was the first person to discover that Alolan Marowak has the exact same weight as Dawn from Gen 4?
What the?
It's in the trivia section for Marowak. Alolan Marowak, Weavile, and Porygon Z all have the same weight as Dawn.
Buddy, is this some game theory? Hello?
So,
Okay, but
like,
really
this,
quick.
This has gotta be like somebody, the Dominic Ash, like
Real quick.
posting.
Can we please, for the love of God, we just need to talk about FD shooting this Marowak in the head, but we're talking about the Marowak and not FD. Shout out to FD. Anyway, so, okay, we are talking about both Marowaks very quick. If you have a Marowak or a Marowak Alolan form, you may claim 1K in the Times article that will most likely definitely be posted before this comes out. Anyway, let's talk Marowak. Marowak has some really cool niches to it. It doesn't have the best speed at all. It's like 190, but it has Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod's amazing in a matchup. I mean, regular Marowak doesn't use it well because it's immune anyway to electric moves, but Alolan Marowak being Ghost Fire and having Lightning Rod is actually hilariously amazing when you think about it.
So yeah, actually I made a spot on my potential Lava Ridge gym because of Lightning Rod. It's going to be really nice to have come in and just get some free, take like a Thunder Wave if Blaziken's going for it, or something like that, you know? Somebody's trying to T-Wave my Blaziken, pass speed to Alolan Marowak, and get a free special attack boost. Hell yeah.
I was actually going to point out that something that's really neat about Alolan Marowak is that they took all 3 of Kanto Marowak's horrible abilities. They changed one, which obviously you can just kind of do with whatever Alolan form, but for the other 2 abilities they kept them exactly the same, but because of the differences between the Kanto and the Alolan Marowak, they become amazing abilities. Rockhead used to be useless for original Marowak, but Alolan Marowak has Flare Blitz, which lets it get off massive stab fire damage, and with Rockhead it just doesn't take any recoil from that. And Lightning Rod, you wouldn't really need as a ground type, but that's an amazing immunity for a fire ghost type.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, Rockhead was
especially being introduced in the same generation, Tapu Koko.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay, so like Marowak originally had Rockhead and Lightning Rod and Battle Armor as its hit ability, but Alolan Marowak has Cursed Body and Lightning Rod, and its hit ability is Rockhead. I want to just state right now, Alolan Marowak is like 57 times better than regular Marowak. Both use the thick club, and that's with an extra C instead of a K at the end. It's thick. You know what I'm saying? But
let's not be cringy, please.
Okay.
Why do you think your memes are good and?
Well, now we know why that question was asked.
I'm salty.
Okay, but Alolan Marowak has way better niches to it than the original Marowak, in my opinion, because you have new move like Shadow Bone, which hits as a physical ghost move and can lower the target's defense. And as you said, Gray, it has Flare Blitz. It also learns things like Will-O-Wisp, and it still learns the club moves from original Marowak. It learns Boomerang, Bone Rush, Bone Club, and stuff like that. It learns some really good moves, and it learns Stomping Tantrum, which is amazing.
It learns Bonermarang.
Yes, it learns Bonermarang. Shout out to DP.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait. Oh my god, okay, I never really noticed this. Alolan Marowak learns every able move from Gen 1 to 7, because Cubone exists.
I was about to say that. Like,
that's broken.
My favorite part about some of the Alolan, specifically Cubone and Pichu, I think there's definitely some other Alolan form that does this too, is when they go off of the base form from Kanto, they get all of the moves that the original form would use. So like, Alolan Raichu is almost comparable to Raichu. It just has one extra stab, which, you know, it has its pros and cons, and it gets some extra moves, right? But like, the Alolan forms that didn't have like a Kanto start, so like Alolan Sandshrew and
Alolan
Ninetales is a big one.
Yes.
Yeah, like they definitely gave them back, but they didn't give them like all of the cool moves.
Absolutely. Like, imagine if Alolan Ninetales had all that like fire coverage.
And Imprison.
Yeah, no, like I'm looking at Alolan Marowak's stats and just the moves it learns. I mean, you got things like Water Gun from Gen 1, which I think is hilarious, but you still have ground coverage, you have Earthquake, you have Fissure and Dig, and
it's really cool. I really like the that have like
this thing learns Thunder Punch and Icy Wind. What the f***? That's amazing.
Okay, speaking of stuff from like Gen 1 and being able to transfer stuff over from like an old Cubone into a new Alolan Marowak, Up until the very recent release of Gold and Silver on the Virtual Console, URPG actually had something exclusive for Alolan Marowak, since in Gen 2, Curse was a universal TM, so we were able to have Curse on our Alolan Marowak in order to, like, take advantage of its new ghost typing and then just, like, whittle the opponent down. But yeah, as of Gold and Silver releasing on the Virtual Console, you can do that in-game now as well.
The only 3 Pokemon that do the thing that I was, having a Kanto form that their variant are Cubone, Pichu, and Execute.
Yes, that's the
only 3.
Should we talk about regular Marowak for a little bit, since we're all just
isn't there an Alolan Pikachu, the Ghost Fairy type? It's really strong.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Stop.
Let's
just
talk.
both of us. Stop.
It's time to stop. Let's talk regular Marowak for just a little bit.
It's garbage. Anyways, moving on.
Alright, so, yeah, for your Halloween bonus, fam, if you have a Marowak or an Alolan Marowak, I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't have regular Marowak over Alolan Marowak, but, make sure to claim your 1K in the Times article.
I want to clarify, because I know a specific person who will do this, Ash K, you cannot claim 2K. You can claim 1K for the regular Marowak or 1K for the Alolan Marowak. You may not have 2K for both of your Marowaks. Hell no, dude! That's broken! That's exploitative!
Okay,
that's like doing 7 battles at once and purposefully throwing them, dude. Come on.
Weird. People claimed both Clefable and Wigglytuff last episode, to be fair.
Okay, but those were 2 different Pokemon.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Although, I do have to support Mikey on this one, because aren't Wigglytuff and Clefable both Martmons? Like, if you have both Marowaks, you went out of your way to get both of them.
Yeah, no, and they're... Okay, the thing is...
You know what, actually, that's a good point.
They're not... It's not Mart. That's kind of like the deal breaker there, is it's not Mart, and it's very low chance that you will have
And it never was Mart, yeah.
Yeah, so Ash, you are more than welcome to...
More than welcome.
Also, Weir hates your Clefable and thinks he's better than you, so go fight him.
Hates his Clefable? No, I'm just better than his Clefable.
Fight him. Anyway, I think it is time to end the episode, but before we do...
Yeah, remember when we said this was going to be a 20 to 30 minute episode?
And it's about an hour, so woohoo! Make sure you guys tune in next episode for spooky, scary stories, and those results will be up on the 24th.
And prizes, and you guys should write, and it'll be awesome, and everybody will love you.
Hopefully,
and,
it'll be
like,
this
you'll
episode.
have some awesome celebrities that are going to read your stories.
Yeah, if you win a category, you get to have your story read. Either one of us or you yourself will be reading the story for the podcast. Details will be provided.
If we can, we might get some celebrities to read your stories. Can you imagine? John Bray?
We need
or FD reading your story out loud
inserting his own emojis. He would probably just be like, "The hell." Okay. But this episode will be out by the time voting or submission deadlines are over. That's it, right? Yeah. That's, Gray,
that's it.
Thank you for joining us, Gray, at the last second.
Dude, thank you for having me on. It's been a great time.
Yeah, memes. Weir, thank you for not being fired.
Yeah, classic. I do have to say one thing before we leave. It's been weighing on my mind.
Okay.
Menegoth, I'm coming for you.
Damn. Shots fired. Alright, I've been Mikey57. We've had Weir. We have Gray. We'll see you guys in about 2 to 3 weeks.
2 weeks, exactly.
2 weeks. We'll see you guys then. You guys, prepare to be spooked. Boo! Hey guys, Mikey57 here. Thank you guys so much for listening to episode 4. I apologize if the audio was a little quiet on my end for once, but my mic was just a little weird that episode, I guess. I don't know how to really explain it. But thank you guys so much for listening in, And this next episode that will be coming up right before Halloween will not take multiple weeks to edit. So look forward to Spoopy Scary Stories podcast in the next few days. See you guys soon and enjoy John's art.